You are tuned into
How to find the right entertainer in Indianapolis radio.
I have a secret to tell
With
you.
your host, superstar event planner, Tiffany.
You good girl.
Hello, it's Tiffany, your superstar event planner, here to help you plan out your entertainment for any type of event that you have, large or small, in the Indianapolis and surrounding areas. I'm so happy that you guys have tuned in because we have some amazing things to talk about today. But before I get started, I do want to talk about a situation, or maybe not a situation, but some things that are going on in the Indianapolis and surrounding areas that I feel like would be really fun because I do a lot of things in entertainment. Obviously, that's why I'm your superstar event planner. I just want to give you a couple of things that I think is super awesome to do right now if you're looking for some family time. We're in the holiday season right now, and you know, family is really important. And so what can we do right now in the Indianapolis area that I find to be super exciting, affordable, and entertaining for the whole entire family? And so I want to talk about the IMAX Theater that is located downtown across from the JW Marriott, downtown Indianapolis. The IMAX Theater is in the Indiana State Museum. If you have not been there, you should go. Even if you want to look, just go look at the things in the museum. But the IMAX Theater is super awesome, and the reason why I am saying this is a good time to go and get entertainment from there and have some fun is because since it is the holiday time and family is important, there's a couple of things that they're playing that I just know is just off the Richter scales. And one of them is Frozen 2, which everyone loves. And the other one is the Polar Express train. And so that's a movie that we've grown up on, and it's a classic, and everyone loves it. And so they are showing it at the IMAX Theater at the Indiana State Museum, located across the street from the JW Marriott downtown Indianapolis. So if you have, if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for the whole family to have a really good time during the holiday season, and even afterwards, but the reason why I'm making it a point to talk about the IMAX Theater right now and what they're doing is because there are some movies that are playing right now that don't necessarily get played throughout the year because it's not the holiday season throughout the year. So the Polar Express, I just know is super awesome. So go check that out. Before we start getting into what we want to talk about, I do want to ask you guys a question. Are you ready? The question is, do you know how to take charge of your event, add and save money to entertainment? Do you? Well, I'm going to answer those questions and give you some scenarios and some examples when we come back.
Of year again. The holiday season, nothing blends together with family and friends than the perfect entertainer. No matter your event, big or small, M Entertainment can provide you with the perfect holiday entertainer that will fit any budget. From face painters to magicians, bands, and DJs, they have provided holiday entertainers for Yahoo, Chick-fil-A, and St. Vincent's, to name a few. You got the eggnog, decorations, and even guest list. Now, let M Entertainment take care of your holiday event entertainer needs. Visit www.entertainmentagencyindy.com or call 866-230-9808 today.
I know you're gonna dig this.
How to find the right entertainer for your Indianapolis, Indiana event show with Tiffany.
We now return to your regular programming.
Okay, we are back, and I hope you are ready to get this awesome, very informative information that I'm getting ready to give you. And so the question was, do you know how to take charge of your event and add money-saving entertainment? So what does that mean? Well, it can mean a lot. And in my experience in entertainment and booking and all that kind of stuff, you know, things can go in so many different directions and avenues. So that's one of the many reasons why I wanted to talk about this, taking charge of your event and adding money-saving entertainment. So the first thing is when you're booking your entertainment. So depending on what it is that you are wanting, let's use an example, something like a comedian or a clean comedian. Well, let's just say comedian. A comedian. We're thinking about adding a comedian to your event. You're thinking about adding a comedian to some type of event that you're planning for your family, a family reunion, a corporate event, any type of event. Doesn't have to, this question is general. It could be for any type of event. It doesn't just have to be like for one specific type of, like just a company only. It doesn't have to be that. It could be for anything. So booking your entertainment is one of the things that you need to think about. So depending on what it is, and we're going to use comedian, there's some things that you need to do to take charge. Because what if you hire a comedian, oh, you saw this comedian, or you heard about this comedian from somebody else, and you're like, you know what, I want that comedian for my event. Even though you might not have even experienced this comedian, and you might have only seen a couple of things online, but definitely got word of mouth. You didn't necessarily ask the people who told you about it, but you want to hire this person too. Okay, so the first thing you do when you get ready to do that is start asking some direct questions. And they're very important because the last thing that you want is a disaster. And the disaster can be, you can prevent disasters by asking simple, direct questions. And just being totally honest with your questions so that you know exactly what you're getting into, especially, like I said, if you didn't necessarily experience this particular comedian. It was more of a word of mouth, people talking highly of them. You still need to ask these questions. So a couple of questions that you can ask that are extremely direct when it comes to a comedian would be, is your show or his show, his, her show, type of the comedy show, what kind of comedy is it? Is it clean comedy? Is it not clean comedy? Is this comedian family friendly? Is this comedian not family friendly? Depending on what type of event. And so if we use a family reunion as an example, okay, we're planning a family reunion. We want to have a comedian. We heard about this comedian. And at a family reunion, there's a bunch of family, and the age is from 0 to 100 or more. And so, do you want a clean comedian or a not clean comedian? And if he is not a clean comedian, you can ask the questions like, can you keep your show clean? Can we keep it PG? Can we keep it rated F? And people say, well, what's that mean? What is rated F? Rated F means fun. Keep it rated fun. In the case of having families there, you don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to offend any older aunties or older grandparents. And you definitely don't want to offend any children. Now, in some cases, since we were on planning a family reunion, in some cases, they may use this depending on how your reunion's running. Some reunions, it could be a day, a couple hours. Some are a whole weekend. So you can split it up, and then that way your direct questions may change, because maybe you don't want the children to be there. Maybe it is for 18 or older, and so now you can experience the comedian in a different way. But it's always good to ask direct questions to the comedian because you want to know what exactly you're getting into. You don't want any surprises. The other question, direct question, that is extremely important to ask if we're going to just keep using the comedian as an example, is the payment method. I've been booking for many, many, many years, and that is probably one of the most important things. What's the payment method? And there's so many different ways now, back in the day, we didn't have all this technology. Now you have like PayPal, you have Square, you have Cash App, you have, people are still doing checks, and of course cash, and then I'm sure there's still other ways of receiving payment. But the last thing that you want is to not ask that, and then you get there, and then you didn't know, and then now that's a whole other issue. We hope that the comedian that you book has maybe explained payment method prior to, hopefully with a confirmation or contract, but you never know. And so those are the questions that are probably the top 2 questions that you want to make sure that you're asking when you're booking your entertainment or your comedian in this case. That's what we're talking about, comedian. The payment method, and then also wanting to know, is the show a clean show? Is it not a clean show? Can you do a clean show? This is true, a true story. I have a comedian that I book all of the time, and I had only seen him in clean comedy action form. I'd never seen anything outside of that. And one day I decided to go to one of his shows just to kind of check him out. It was a different venue, different location. It was in a more of a nightclub setting, and he was not a clean comedian that night. He was not. But I learned that what he did was he just took what he was doing that was not clean and did the same thing without the dirty jokes or without the heavy language, and then made it clean so that he could cater to both audiences, which is super awesome, because now there's no end for that particular comedian. He can go as far as he wants to because he can switch it up anytime. So you want to take charge of your event, and then adding money-saving entertainment. When you ask those questions, that's what you're doing. You're saving money, because the last thing that you want to do is pay for something that you didn't ask for. And so asking these questions is saving you money, because what would happen if you hired this comedian, he comes in here, you didn't ask any questions, okay? And then it turns out to be the worst, and no one's enjoying themselves, and then you are having buyer's remorse, really. You've just basically threw a bunch of money down. Well, it's about that time, and I am about to sign off, but I want you guys to remember that if you're planning an event and you want it to be a guaranteed, impressive, and memorable event, you have got to have the right entertainment. Until next time, you guys, I'm Tiffany, your superstar event planner.
Get the answers from Tiffany on how to find